Well, that just happened a week ago. Perhaps I should inform you that Daniel Bryan has been cleared to return to the WWE because clearly you haven't heard. That's okay. I got you, my dude. You know what else I got? My own top 10 opponents for the returning American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. Before we get to the actual list, there's so many talented wrestlers in the WWE that I couldn't put them all into a top 10 list. So here's a few honorable mentions that didn't make the list. Rusev, Rey Mysterio, Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and a tag team match where he would team against Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan, where his partner would be his illegitimate son, Chad Gable. Okay, maybe that wouldn't work out amazingly, but a man can hope, just like I can hope for these 10 matchups. Let's get into it. At number 10, we've got Neville, the man that Gravity forgot conquered the Cruiserweight division for over a year not too long ago, where he became the king of the Cruiserweights. However, this is quite reclusive for Neville, who deserved a main event push. What a better way to give him that rub than against a man that he has competed against many times before in Daniel Bryan. Put the crash of personalities together and see their chemistry just work it out for the rest of the way. In at number 9, we've got Aleister Black. In our next spot, it's our first NXT wrestler in the form of Aleister Black. Although, just like the previous Neville, these two have faced off before, but that just adds to the chemistry. There's been a huge difference in the form of Aleister Black coming in with the next breed of NXT call-ups. And what better way to present Aleister Black to the main roster than confronting Daniel Bryan? I'd imagine it'd be similar to Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura from NXT TakeOver Dallas. And if that's how they work it out, it's an incredible opportunity to bring Brack in right into the main event picture where he would fit perfectly. He doesn't even need a victory, but just to compete and dominate someone like Daniel Bryan for part of a match is more than enough. In at number 8 is Pete Dunne. Now this is the first matchup on this list that has not happened before. And that's pretty crazy to think of. You see, both these guys were trained by William Regal himself, and they both draw inspiration from William Regal's style. Makes them very noticeably similar in the ring. However, out of the ring, where it comes to their characters and personas, they couldn't be more different. Pete Dunne is a ruthless maniac that just wants to hurt people, and Daniel Bryan is the likable underdog who is turned to overcoming the odds. At number 7, we have Samoa Joe. Now, where the past 3 entries have failed is that they're not already established superstars, you know what I mean? Samoa Joe has been pushing on the threshold of the main event for a while now, and this is what could push Samoa Joe over the edge. The two have had amazing matches all over the world, except for in WWE. Maybe we could think that it's not going to be entertaining, but look how crazy the world has gone for AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura this year. Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan could be the same thing. In at number 6, we have Brock Lesnar. So, what is Daniel Bryan best at? Overcoming the odds and being an underdog, right? We all loved at WrestleMania 30 when Bryan overcame the odds and dethroned the Authority. Well, this is very similar, but it has an even bigger David versus Goliath concept to it. Now, who is the biggest Goliath in the WWE? None other than Brock Lesnar. You get the most legitimate tough guy in the company and put him with Daniel Bryan, and just let them go wild. That's a story just waiting to happen in and of itself. This could be the biggest recreation of Daniel Bryan's character we've yet seen, even to rival that of WrestleMania 30, and that's why it's made our list. At number 5, Braun Strowman. Did I hear David versus Goliath? Well, okay, let me mention Braun Strowman, who may not be as much of a Goliath as Brock, but he does offer a lot more in the future sense of the WWE. For one, Braun Strowman is just reaching his heights in the main event scene, and this would be a better way to push someone new. Brock would probably be a better candidate at the moment, but this could put Braun over the edge. And what's more is that he's got a great comedic relief to his character as well. Not only would it be fun to watch the storyline play out between these two, but the comedic value that we could interpret into a story like these, with participants like them. But would that help the story, or would it damage it? But hey, the potential of a Braun Strowman versus Daniel Bryan story makes it very potent on this list. In at number 4, we have AJ Styles. Now, these are two more guys who have battled against each other before, but as is similar to Samoa Joe, the last time these two fought was in the Indies. Makes it different? Well, since then, Daniel Bryan has reached the top of the WWE, and AJ Styles is right behind him on that. AJ Styles has become the champ that runs the camp on Friday Night SmackDown, and he pretty much replaced Daniel Bryan as the most beloved members of the roster in the eyes of the WWE Universe. What's better that to bring Daniel Bryan back and why he's hot, have the fans conflicted on who they want to cheer for in a great WrestleMania crash? A major pay-per-view for that matter. In at number 3, we have Roman Reigns. Okay. Before you blow a gasket, just hear me out. As we explained earlier, the best Daniel Bryan is the Daniel Bryan that's overcoming the odds and authority, right? Well, you take Roman Reigns, who although is projected as the face of the company, the fans don't accept that. WWE can take advantage of this rather than trying to hide it and pit him against the man who the fans actually want. Remember that Royal Rumble? Yeah, we could have something like that. Actually get Roman over. It may be in a heelish manner, but some of the best faces in history have started out as heels, such as John Cena, like Edge, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock. Roman Reigns is the big dog, and perhaps with this feud, Daniel Bryan might be biting more than he can chew. In at number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura. Back in 2016, Shinsuke Nakamura signed with the WWE in aspirations to have a match against Daniel Bryan. And guess what? So do we. We nearly had this in 2016, but the same time that Shinsuke Nakamura was negotiating his contract, Daniel Bryan retired. But since he's returned, now our hopes are higher than ever. This matchup, shockingly, they've never versed before. With their incredibly striking and technical arsenals, their styles would complement each other so well, and we've never seen it before. These are two of the biggest names that you could have in a first-time matchup around. Two of the best strikers, two of the best technical wrestlers ever. Shinsuke should be the one treating this even more, but let's help the man out. Let's get this happening, guys. In at number 1, The Miz. Just let us think about this, okay? So, in most top 10 lists, we're thinking about the match, right? Like Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bryan, that would be amazing. But of a story actually happening is incredible. And there is no better story in the WWE in the past 10 years or so than Daniel Bryan and The Miz. So, let's have a look at it. Before Daniel Bryan signed with the WWE, who would want to see this match, right? But now, in 2018, this would be the hottest match Daniel Bryan could possibly have. Whereas a lot of the other entrants have versed Bryan, blurs the potential of a future matchup. With The Miz, it's a major strength. The fact that these two have versed before adds even more to the story. You see, Daniel Bryan entered WWE as a part of NXT, where he was coached by The Miz, who had minimal wrestling experience up to that time, coaching a 20-year veteran in Daniel Bryan. This is just a spark. You see, what came from it is a feud that lasted over 8 years now. Is there any feud that you can think of that got hotter after 8 years? That's how awesome this is. You see, after The Miz's reassurance in 2017, it left us all wishing for Bryan to return to face the man who has gone as far to steal Daniel Bryan's moves, just to taunt us. Hopefully, WWE won't tease us anymore and give us this dream matchup between these two incredible rivals. And that's it, guys. My top 10 dream opponents for Daniel Bryan's return. But hey, maybe I left some out. Maybe you have a differing opinion. You know, it might be crazy in this modern age, but it's something that could happen. If you'd like to leave your preferred matchups for Daniel Bryan, put it in the comments and allow us to see that. Otherwise, guys, see you next time.